You get to choose a life with magic or a life without. I choose magic. Hey there, it's Deb D, founder of Big Life Magic, and this is You Are the Magic, the show that is supporting you in practical magic. This is that beautiful mix between the woo and the how to. For if it's true that you are the magic, what do you need to know about the magic within you? And then what are you going to do about that magic? That's what You Are the Magic is all about. Through storytelling, magic activations, and energy forecasts, I'm going to be sharing with you why you are the magic and then what you're going to do about it so that you can move closer to getting your version of big life magic. So here we are, my friends. Breathe it in, believe it to be true. Smile. You are the magic. Let's do this thing. Where do the earth and the moon meet? Where is the moon and how is it connected to you and your magic? The moon is inside you. Now, I know that it sounds like I'm kind of in kids' riddles with like, what is that magical place where the earth and the moon meet and how can the moon be inside you? But this is what we're exploring today, my friends. Today we are going a little bit of woo and a lot of how to in our practical magic. And we're going to be playing with our connection to the possibilities when we connect to the moon. For the moon is connected to the earth. The moon is connected to you. And once you connect to all that's possible, playtime opens up, possibilities open up, manifestation gets more fun, and your intuition begins to sharpen. Just a couple of benefits of working with the moon. So today I want to take us through understanding why the moon is so powerful. And then I'm going to support you with a couple of ways you can begin to work with the moon so that you are active in this magic. But one way I know how to activate is storytelling. So you may or may not know this, but when someone tells a story, all parts of our brain light up. We come completely awake in all four hemispheres of our brain. All parts of our brain, we are wired for story. It's how we learn. So I'm going to begin with a story, and I'm inviting, as you're listening to this story, allow yourself to open to what could moon magic mean for you. And I say this because I think there's a lot of misunderstood stories about moon magic, and for some people it might feel like this is something that's far away or far-fetched or too woo. I'm going to share a story now about a really powerful moon magic experience that I had almost 20 years ago, my friends. I still remember it so clearly. I'm going to share that, and I invite you to open up in you. Am I open to this magic? What's possible for me? My magic is deepening as I am in the playground of possibility. Working at the I Am Well shop, there's other practitioners who are doing healing and natural medicine, and I've got my own clinical space for the first time in my life, and I feel really at purpose and I'm learning almost every day. But one of the things I don't know a lot about is the moon. I'm really curious and I want to, but I actually have really never kind of worked with the moon. I kind of tried a couple of things, but I feel like I'm a little bit floundering in it. So when I am invited to go to a full moon circle, I'm absolutely delighted. I'm invited to the full moon circle, and it's not any ordinary full moon, it's a blue moon. Now, at the time, I don't even know what a blue moon is, but I'm not going to say that. I am just so pleased that I am being invited. And I skip along with my friend to the blue full moon circle. I have no idea what to expect, but I'm really, really excited to be in something where I'm going to learn some stuff about the moon and maybe make some new friends who are into the moon. Like I'm open, willing, allowing. I want to see this. I want to be with this. And when I arrive, I see that there's women of all different kind of ages and dressed differently. And I'm like, oh, there's all these different people who do this moon stuff. Okay. And we're invited to sit in a circle on the floor in this room that is kind of warm and welcoming. The only person I know there is my friend, but I feel warm and I feel welcomed. And I sit in this circle and the woman begins to lead. There is a clear leader. She has drawn us here. She's going to guide us through this beautiful full moon circle. I'm now sitting in the circle. I feel like I'm a part of this. She shares with us that a blue moon means like a rare occurrence. I'm like, oh, this is a rare occurrence. I feel so lucky to be here. And then we're guided into a meditation. So I'm sitting in this circle with these women and I'm following the leader. I'm listening to what is being invited inside me. I let my imagination play and my creativity begin to create images in my mind. And I connect to my intuition. The leader says, you will now meet a guide. To my absolute honor and delight, the guide that comes to meet me is my father, Colin. My father has been passed for so many years. I still feel connected to him, but I haven't seen him like this ever. And there he is, my father, with me at my very first full moon circle. And so my father and I, we journal together. We're together in this journey where we're being guided. And I receive some insights and some information from my father about certain things I need to let go of, certain parts of me I need to expand. And it is amazing. And I know I'm sitting in that circle and tears are running down my face, but I feel that warmth that I felt before, it's expanding inside me. The leader says, we're nearly at the end of the journey, but before you part from your guide, they have a gift for you. Make yourself available to receive. And so I do. I open up my palms, and in my palms, my father places my mother's wedding rings. And I'm completely shocked. I was not expecting this to happen, but I feel so special. My father has clearly given me my mother's wedding rings. A couple of days later, I go to visit my mother. And as you do when you visit Barbara, you make a cup of coffee and you go outside to tell stories. So we have our cup of coffee and we're sitting outside, and I begin to tell the story to my mum of the meditation and the full moon circle, and then Dad at the end giving me the rings. I'm nervous because they're my mother's rings. Like, I don't know what she's going to feel about this story, but I'm curious. I'm nervous and curious. And then my mother says, I think that's a wonderful idea. I said, what do you mean? She goes, I agree with your father. I think you should have the rings. I am blown away. I am one of 6 sisters. And so I say to my mum, I said, why should I have the rings? It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why me? And she said, Deborah, you're the only one who ever cared. if I ever took my rings off and then I couldn't find them, I knew exactly how to find them. I just needed to find you, the little girl who was hiding and playing with my rings. I don't remember that. My mother does, and I guess my father did too. Because that day I was given the rings that I am now wearing. And it all happened in the very first full moon circle that I sat in, this amazing experience of being with my father and in some ways connected to my mother. So now for you, what are you feeling in your body? What are you feeling in this story? It's possible that you're thinking, well, that could never happen to me. Or that feels like an extreme situation. Or I wish that that would happen to me. You may be having any kind of thoughts or feelings here. And I completely get it. It is not every meditation or moon circle that I get to hang out with my dad. It was an absolute blue moon experience, rare. But this is what I want us to take forward as we learn about the moon. I was eager. I was curious. I was willing to learn. I was open to what this may be. I had no expectations. And this is what I invite now for all of us as we journey and understand a little bit more about the moon and you. So we're going to let go of everything that we think that we know or what's possible for us in our magic. And we're going to go here. We're going to ground into what's real. Let's start with the earth reality of the connection to the moon. My friend, you are about 60% water. Your physical body is around about 60% water. And there's parts of you that have more water. Your brain and your heart, more than 70%. Your lungs, more than 80%, which is why I say roundabout, because there's this averaging for humans of about 60% of us is water. What else do we know has the majority of it as water? That's the Earth, planet Earth. The majority of planet Earth is the oceans, the sea. So we are mostly water. The Earth is mostly water. And what do we know about the water of the Earth? It is moved by the moon. The moon moves the tides. When we have a full moon, the tide is different. When we have a new moon, the tide is different. The moon moves the water of the Earth because of the gravitational pull. It's not magic, it's science. It's the gravitational pull of the movement of the moon and the Earth. And that gravity, that pull, pulls the water of our Earth. So if the moon can do that to this massive body of water on the Earth, and you are 60% water, what do you think's going on inside you? The moon is moving you. The water of you, 60% of you, is being moved by the moon. And that part of you is the water of you. Now, the water of you is your emotions, your subconscious, and your connection to your intuition. There's so much more to know about the water element, and we are going to get there in future seasons, but we're staying with the moon magic now. So let's stay with this connection to our emotions and our intuition. So the moon is connecting us and moving the tides within us of our emotions and our connection to our intuition, which is our connection, really. It's like the telephone line to the divine, right? And it's moving us like it moves the tides. And it's meant to do that. We are meant to move. We're not meant to be stable all the time. We're not even meant to be happy all the time. We're meant to go through cycles and phases and move like the moon does. So let's all now just kind of breathe it in and go, yeah, tick, got it. The moon is moving me. I am mostly water. But what am I going to do about that? How can I work with the moon? So after that blue moon circle, I'm now sold. I'm like, I am going to get jiggy with this moon stuff. And I start reading and learning and applying. And this is more than 20 years ago. So now, yeah, I know quite a bit about the moon and working with the moon. And this is what I want you to know. It is completely accessible because the moon is right there. Look up in the sky and you can see the moon. It is one of the magic moves that is available to us all. And you can structure your world and your life through these ups and downs of life, through the movement of the water in you, in relationship to the moon. Now, I don't want to go too woo on you. We're going to get grounded now in some practical magic. And I want to take us to the new moon and the full moon. They are the two parts of the lunar cycle, the two phases that I think most people know about. There are some people who work with the new moon or know about the new moon and like, that's when I'm supposed to set a new goal or set an intention. Yes, it is. The full moon is known because that cosmic spotlight's out. Most people will notice it then. Like you see it, you're just like, wow, the moon looks beautiful. Look how big it is. It must be a full moon. So most people will know the full moon because you can literally see it. Plus also the full moon has this full energy, right? So the new and the full moon is where we're going to go today, just so that we can all have like our own grounded experience of connecting to it. What I want to invite is this. You can see the moon. It's up in the sky. I would like you to now see the moon as a mirror of you. A mirror of your insides, where all of this water within you is moving. The tides within you are moving. So if the moon is our mirror, what is that mirroring for us at new moon and full moon? This is where we're going to go. Let's start with new moon because it's the beginning of the lunar cycle. And that's when most people know this is when I set an intention. Yes, you do. This is the lunar phase where you want to set an intention or a goal or something that you're going to take through the lunar cycle. But what I want to invite is this. Let's peel back the magic a couple of beats, my friends. Let's not race towards intention because what we want to do first is mirror the moon. You look up in the sky and the moon at new moon it's just little. It's just a little slither of light. It's mostly darkness. The light has let go. It's just that little crescent of light. So if we are mirroring that, what does that mean for us? It is the invitation to go to where it is dark, which is your inside, to go within. At new moon, we're invited to go within, to like pause, rest for a minute and check within. We want to check within because when we mirror the moon and we go to this dark space, and I'm not saying it's dark in terms of like scary or the dark, heavy thoughts, feelings. No, this is not what I'm talking about. This dark space is everything else around me can just turn off the lights for a minute. All I need now is a connection to myself. You connect to yourself and to your truth. And then from that place, that truth, then we set our intention. Now, let me tell you why this is a game changer. Now, I know a lot of magic makers, a lot of people who are like, I love setting my intentions, and they're setting their intentions, and then they're wondering why things aren't moving forward. Sometimes we're setting intentions based on our wish, our hope, not connected to our truth. We want to work from our truth. So when we make these intentions from our truth, what's happening is we're connected not only to the truth of us, we're connected to our intuition, we're connected to the divine. We haven't turned on any random lights where they're not needed. Like an example might be a magic maker wants to fall in love. So they're going to set the intention that this lunar cycle, I'm going to do everything I can to fall in love. Because that's what they want. And I want you to have what you want. I want you to fall in love. But let's first check within. This magic maker checks within and goes, oh, actually, when I connect to like my truth inside without any noise from the outside, no lights are on the outside, it's just me and my truth. What I actually connect to is, I still got a bit of resentment and hurt from that past partner. Still sitting there in the heart space. There's your truth. So you are on the pursuit of falling in love, but your intention is actually aligned with, how can I let go of this hurt? Because we let go of the hurt, it opens up the heart space, and then falling in love. Do you see the difference? We want to mirror the moon. And then at full moon, about 2 weeks later, we're at full moon. You're mirroring the moon now. And what do you see? That moon is out. Bright. Cosmic spotlight is on. Which means also you are out. You may feel like really connecting, celebrating, or you may feel like releasing. The full moon is also the time to let go of like big emotions. The full moon is a time when our emotions will really come to the surface. It's also the time of the peak of our connection to our intuition, because that light is really on. Our connection to our intuition is strong. It's like magical playtime at full moon, and also an opportunity to see everything that I can see now. Not just me, but everything. What do I need to get out of my way? What do I need to release? Forgiveness is the deepest intention and magic move you can make at the full moon. And not every full moon is going to ask you to forgive. But at full moon, that light is on, it's bright. We're going to want to connect, celebrate, acknowledge what we've accumulated or where we're at in our journey, and also acknowledge what's in my way or what do I need to forgive. So at new moon, we're mirroring going inside. At full moon, we're mirroring let it out. Either let yourself out, let the emotion out, let the forgiveness out, let the celebration out. And both times we're mirroring the moon. And note this, the moon is going to do exactly the same thing next lunar cycle. It's going to go from new, 2 weeks later full, let go of the light, come back to new. And there we have this rhythm of the tides of you, where you can honor that within you, rather than it feeling like your manifestations or your magic making work or just your life is a little bit chaotic. Like, why am I feeling extreme now? And why this? And I don't understand that. And I don't know how that can move forward. Mirror the moon, and it can help you to organize your magic. Because you can know once a month, I'm going to do what the moon does, and I'm going to check in. I'm going to set some intentions. I'm going to give myself a red hot go to get what I want. And then I can check in again at full moon. You can organize your magic. You can mirror the moon so you know what your magic needs at this point in time, because the moon is influencing you. It is influencing the waters of you, which is 60% of you. And there's something else the moon is the most amazing for. The moon is our direct link to our intuition. I mean, our intuition comes through in so many different ways. It itself is a whole season that I could talk about. But the moon, our connection to the moon, when you work with the moon, you will in turn be working with your intuition. It will clear and strengthen your intuition. And as shared, like all phases, there's a connection to the intuition, but that full moon time, that's the time of magical insight, when you can get some real kind of downloads at the full moon time. So if you're a magic maker who wants to work with your intuition, I'd be checking out the moon. And just note this: you are this amazing, beautiful human here, earthbound, to learn your lessons and do your thing. And you're water. You're emotional. You got your feelings. We all do. And our feelings are going to move and change, but they don't have to take us off the track. We can stay in rhythm with them. And we can set intentions that feel good for us. And we can celebrate when we're ready to, and we can let go at the full moon. And we can be in the tides of you. Like, working with the moon is so much fun. It takes a little bit of time to get jiggy with it, to get into the rhythm, which is why in the Big Life Magic Makers, the virtual community, we are anchored by the moon. Every new moon we are together. Every full moon we are together. Actually, every new moon you could be with us. Every new moon is open to anyone across the world. If you are here with me live or catching this in the next couple of days, you want to see the links below. There's a link to join us on Sunday, the 10th of March for the next new moon. If you're catching this episode and it's like way not March 2024, still check out Big Life Magic, because I've been doing new moon circles since 2020. And I don't know when I'm going to stop, because I love them. It is the global event for Big Life Magic. And inside the magic community, we meet for full moon. And full moon is actually hosted by a community member. We rotate who is going to hold the magic wand and open the circle for our full moon. It's absolutely delicious, delightful, insightful. Like, every full moon is different depending on who's holding us. So if you're interested in knowing more, again, there's links below to either New Moon or the Big Life Magic Makers. But I want to share something now with you, which is I've been waiting days and actually a couple of weeks to tell everybody this, but it's ready today. It is being released today. As shared, the moon is so deeply connected with our intuition. And in my magical world, a connection to your intuitive you and knowing your intuition, building that relationship with your intuition, is vital in our magic making. Which is why last year I developed the 5-day activation, which is called ATTUNE. And ATTUNE, over 5 days, you get audio drops from me. It's like a little private podcast, like little short audio clips. And over the 5 days, it builds and helps you tune your intuition. I developed this in the middle of last year when we were just starting our intuition season in the Big Life Magic Makers, and all together as a community, we did the 5 days together. It was amazing, such fun. And what I decided this year, I was like, I'm going to open up the magic. Like, ATTUNE is so good. Like, I'm going to say it. I think it's one of the best things I've ever built, created, made. I love it. I'm so proud of it. And rather than it being held behind a paywall, I was like, we're smashing that wall down. ATTUNE is now available to everyone. If you want a connection to your intuition, if you want to deepen the connection to your intuition, if you want to even just begin to work with your intuition, ATTUNE is for you. The link is below. You just got to link, sign up, and then in your inbox lands all 5 days where you just listen and follow along with me, and you will tune up your intuition. And better than tune it up, you know what you do at the end on day 5? You're turning up that volume, turning up the volume, which is what I want for us all. I want all of us to be connected to our intuitive selves, because then magic is at your fingertips, life gets more fun, and your big life magic gets closer. Every episode of You Are the Magic is dedicated, and I dedicate this episode to Barbara and Colin Driscoll, my mum and my dad, my sun and my moon. I love you so much. Thank you for this amazing gift that I wear on my hand, which is a symbol of your love. And like the moon, look there around like the moon. Mum and Dad, Colin, Joseph, and Barbara Ann, you not only have given me life, but also to my 6 siblings, or 7 of us are so lucky to have you as our mum and dad, the sun and the moon of the Driscoll family. This episode is dedicated to Colin and Barbara. I invite you now to take a big, deep breath in and dedicate this to who in your life has been caring for you. Maybe it's a parent, maybe it's somebody else. But just breathe in and send them some love right now, as I am to Barbara and Colin. My friends, play with the moon. If you haven't yet, please come to a new moon circle with the Big Life Magic Makers. It is such fun. And if you want to know more, do as I did when I met that blue moon. Be curious, be open. You never know who you might meet along the way or what you may be gifted. But the moon is there. Mirror her and your magic will expand. My friends, it's been an absolute delight, as always, to be your magical guide and host. We will be back next week. But for now, you know what I'm going to say. It's you, my friend. You are the magic. Thank you for sharing your time and your magic with me in the latest episode of You Are the Magic. To stay connected to the magic within you, or to stay connected to me, you may wish to check out the Big Life Magic Makers. It's the global virtual community for the magic curious and those seeking to refine their magic mastery. If you go to biglifemagic.com, you'll find the navigation points there to explore the membership. You'll also see various ways you can stay connected to me. There's always the New Moon Circle of Magic, open to anyone across the world. Or if you're looking for a healing transformation or a new direction for you, you may want to work one-on-one with me. All of that is there too at biglifemagic.com. Follow your own magic curiosity and find yourself exactly where you need to be in the magical playground. And if you feel so inspired to, please write a comment. Let me know how this episode has impacted you and your magic. And I would deeply appreciate if you could leave a review on the platform that you're listening or watching on. Breathe it in, my friends, because it's true. You are the magic, and I cannot wait to share more of it with you.